Today we're going to be doing an application for our Titania marine products. This is a clear coat designed to lock in the appearance and prevent UV fading and oxidation. We have bottom clear coat for the underside of the hull, interior shield for odors and stains inside the cabin, topside shield for UV fading and staining on the upholstery. Titania is the final step in any detail process, and it locks in the shine and the appearance of the paint. This boat had some oxidation you can see on the right hand side here, and what we did was remove the oxidation and put a nice shine on the hull and on the paint so that Titania would lock it in. Now that we have this boat out in the sun, you can see the shine on it, and we're going to keep it looking this way for years down the road. When Titania is applied to the surface, you're not going to see a white film or a haze. It's not going to dull the shine. It's going to be applied directly to the rudder and the outdrive and the props here. The bottom clear coat is going to prevent moss, algae, barnacles, mussels, everything from growing and attaching. On the top side, on the paint, you're going to have water spots, but everything's going to be easier to clean. Nothing is going to be allowed to permeate the Titania protective layer and get down into the paint. It's going to stop UV fading, the reds won't turn pink, the black won't turn gray. Just make sure before you start the application all of the grease smudges are off of the paint, fingerprints are off of the glass. Titania will lock in everything underneath it, and once it's dry, you won't be able to remove them. We're going to start the application with Titania Marine Topside Shield. This product is designed for everything above the waterline. It's going to prevent UV fading and oxidation on the surface. It's going to lock in the shine of your paint, graphics. It's going to stop staining on your upholstery. It's also going to stop fading on the upholstery as well. It's safe to spray on all of the controls, across the screens, glass. You don't have to tape anything off before you start. All of the Titania products are sprayed out as a superfine mist, and it's important to spray them in a crosshatch pattern, left to right and up and down, so every inch is covered. Always carry a cloth with you in case there's any overspray. Stay about a foot away from the surface. If you get too close or move a little too slow, you're going to see the product start to run, and when that dries, it's going to look like a permanent white streak. Here you can see the product being applied directly to the surface, and what you're looking at is not the finished product. This is the moisture that's going to dry and evaporate, leaving behind the Titania compounds on the surface. And you're going to see once this dries, the surface returns to its shiny finish. I'm going to do this a few more times later on so you can see it from different angles. We're going to speed things up a little bit here. We have a big boat to cover. Right now this is moving at about twice the speed that you need to. We're going to slow it down a little bit later so you can see exactly what the speed is for applying. The Titania protective layer is very strong, it's very thin, it's nano thin, it's invisible, it's long lasting, it's going to stand up to salt water, multiple washes, muriatic acid, anything you throw at it, it's going to stand up to. The product actually protects the surface through oxidation, and it's not the oxidation that you're normally thinking of where that works downward into the paint, fading it, deteriorating it. It's more like reverse oxidation, where anything that lands on the surface is broken up, all organic compounds, algae, moss, natural calcium deposits aren't allowed to penetrate down into the paint. You can see here the layer that I'm applying is evenly coated, every inch is covered, and it looks like you can tell a difference. You can see a line here, but as it dries in less than a minute, it's going to go back to its normal natural shine. Here we're going to show you the product drying from a different angle. It takes less than a minute to dry. What you're seeing here is the moisture, the carrier of the product, and when that pulls away from the surface and evaporates, the Titania compounds are left behind on the surface and dry over the period of 24 to 48 hours. All three of the Titania Marine products are applied using the same air pressurized system. They're all applied in the same way, also using the crosshatch pattern. The coverage on the top side and the interior products is 1 ounce for 50 square feet. That's all. Even though we're working on some of the cushions here, we're still going to use the TopSide product for UV fading. You're going to see here how the product applicator drips sometimes when you hold it at a certain angle. Always carry a cloth with you, wipe up any of these droplets, because when they dry they're going to be permanent, white, they're going to look like calcium deposits, permanently bonded to the surface. On a flat surface like this, you're still going to get water droplets that dry and form calcium deposits because the water has nowhere to go and it dries. But it's going to be easier to clean. It's going to be a quick wipe away. We're going to switch over to our Titania Marine interior shield now, and this product is going to be applied in the same process as before. And it's going to cover every inch of the interior. It's going to protect against fading, staining on the seats, odor buildup, mold, mildew, everything from growing. You're not going to have that musty odor inside of the cabin. Interior shield doesn't have a cover-up odor of its own. It's not masking whatever odor is inside of the cabin. It simply creates a neutral, sterile, self-sanitizing layer that keeps odors from growing. Interior shield is effective against cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, food, garbage. Nothing is going to be allowed to penetrate down into the surface, and it's going to smell neutral and clean. Now we're switching back to TopSide shield. As you can see, we don't have to mask off any of the electronic equipment. It's safe to spray right over the top of it. Be careful when you're applying onto glass and mirrors. Just do one pass because any buildup is going to show off more on a mirrored surface. I know the film is sped up a little bit, but you can see that The application process is very simple, it's very fast as long as the boat is clean. The application for a boat this size could take less than 30 minutes. Just make sure that while you're applying the product, that every inch is covered and that there's no overspray. The bimini tops are often the first thing to fade on a boat. You can apply Titania TopSide shield directly to the bimini tops, and vinyl, upholstery, it's safe for any surface. It's safe for leather, wood, plexiglass, glass, mirrors, chrome. We're going to start applying Titania Marine Bottom ClearCoat now. This is an alternative to anti-fouling paint. For a boat this size, you only need about 40 ounces of product, so you're not using gallons of product that's going to weigh down your boat. Normally, we'd lift the boat off of the floor so we have complete access, but for right now, we're just going to show you how to apply bottom ClearCoat to the exposed areas. The application process is the same as before. You spray in a crosshatch pattern, left to right, up to down. The concentration is a little bit thicker and you move a little bit slower just to make sure that the product is heavily applied onto the surface so it's effective. Make sure every inch of the boat bottom is covered. Anything below the waterline, any surface that's exposed. This is going to prevent the growth of moss, algae, barnacles, mussels, any type of marine organic growth that usually attaches to the underside of your boat. Bottom ClearCoat is still going to dry clear. It's not going to affect the shine or the appearance of the underside of your boat. Apply bottom ClearCoat to any surface of the boat that's exposed to the water. Once the product is applied, you can't remove it by normal washings or even if it sits in the salt water all year. Make sure the outdrive motor components, the prop, rudder areas are all coated evenly with enough product. This is going to prevent moss, algae, mussels from attaching and slowing down the motor. It's safe to apply on any surface, on any of the wiring. Once bottom ClearCoat is dry, it's not going to seal up or seize up any of the moving components. Once the application is finished, the boat needs to stay out of the water for 2 days. Don't wash it, don't use any harsh chemicals. The product just needs to cure and dry before it's effective. Titania marine products are safe to apply on all types of marine craft regardless of the outdrive configuration. All rudders, props, all types of metal, plexiglass, leather, wood, vinyl, graphic wraps, gel coats, All surfaces will dry the same with the same finish and will all be protected from UV fading, oxidation, wear, staining. Pontoons are safe to apply with Titania. The polished aluminum will stay shiny, will be protected against marine growth. Water deposits, calcium deposits, the cleaning will be easier.